We know that when we look at the skin, we don't, and there is a disturbance, we don't want to cover it up. It certainly is a reflection of an internal balance that's going on. And that internal balance is certainly affecting functionality of the skin. And we're seeing this across the board with rises in particular conditions, such as intestinal imbalances. So now we're seeing more IBS and diverticulitis and acid reflux and leaky gut, right? More constipation and just overall digestive disturbance. And then we look at the lungs, which we're seeing more allergies and asthma and people getting more frequent colds. And then we have the skin, where we're seeing more rosacea, more inflammation of the skin, more hyperpigmentation, more eczema and psoriasis condition. So this is something that, for me as a therapist, became very curious. So, basically 10 years ago, I sold my clinic in South Florida, kind of did the Elizabeth Gilbert journey of eat, pray, and love, only mine was on the journey of, where should we really be as a skincare industry? Where are people health-wise, and what are their needs as far as skincare is concerned? And again, I grew up just like most skincare therapists using synthetics in my professional treatments because that's what we had. That's what we were taught to work with. And we also were taught to treat with symptoms of the skin. So if somebody has inflammation of the skin, it really wasn't what is driving it or what else is involved or what does that inflammation actually do to functionality of the skin. It was just, let's calm it down. And so I had to kind of remove myself from the industry, and that's where I did my Eat, Pray, and Love, only mine was in the search of wellness and how that pertained to skincare. So I went to Germany and India and Thailand and was involved in many different processes of study. Where are we as a culture, and learning more about wellness and really learning, even though I had been doing this for so many years and really understand functionality of skin inside and out, looking at it just from a different perspective. And came back to North Carolina and decided to create this skincare line. And in developing and formulating Delaterre, there were many factors that were important to me. Again, the fact that people were having gluten intolerance, and that we know that topical application of any personal care product is permeable to the skin and does get into the bloodstream and does hijack your overall health. So I wanted to make sure that the raw material used in these ingredients were gluten-free. Other issues would be all of the petrochemicals and synthetics in general. I mean, just making it simple enough that we want to just not use any kind of synthetics, removing that from the factor. Because what I've learned is that we could be going along in our life every day, getting up, going to work, being in our relationships, taking care of kids, taking care of parents, whatever it is, taking care of our job. And it takes today, very different than any other generation, one thing that tips us over the edge, health-wise. It can be one thing where you don't even know as you're going along through your daily life and feeling, I don't really feel 100%. But, I've been really running myself hard. This is my internal dialogue that's going on all the time. It's like I'm working really hard all the time, and I've got my mother that's 88, and I'm helping to take care of her, and I'm running this business, so and I'm 54 years old. I mean, it's pretty normal that I would start feeling a little sluggish, right? But is that normal? What is the new normal? What should be the new normal? And it can take, again, one thing that just tips you over because our resistance is so low. And that's really the key here, is making sure that we rebuild the resistance of our bodies and our skin so that when it is confronted with a stressor, it just doesn't go berserk. It just doesn't go into a complete crisis. And so with that said, was another big factor in developing Delaterre. No synthetics that would add to lowering an already lowered resistance within the body. That we not only use no synthetics, but all of our raw material that is used in formulation are of dietary grade. That means that, you know, you go to a facility like this and they give you a supplement for prevention and support. We use the same grade raw material that is used in supplements, and we have created it as a topical solution.